When you think of things being normalized in society, looking back 10, 15, 20, 50 years, there's an incredible amount of things that were never normal or shouldn't have never became the norm. And as of now, they are. Today's video, we're going to be looking through 15 things that should have never become normalized, but through time, through technology, we have seen them. And also, I'm going to go through the impact that you do see when it comes to finances with number one, guys, looking at the constant advertising. If you're anywhere on social media, if you watch TV, if you go literally anywhere, you will see advertising, you will see billboards, you will see them on the side of the road, radio ads. If you go into YouTube, if you go anywhere, ads and advertising is everywhere, guys. They spend trillions of dollars on advertising to really push in a lot of information that is even going in there. When you look at the study that we seen a little while ago from Capital One, they run about 10,000 different surveys and different ads and different psychological studies to figure out exactly how people are going to consume products and services and what they're going to use them for. So it's kind of crazy to think that ads are literally everywhere in front of our face every single day, and that has become the norm. Second norm we look at is working too much. That is right, guys. As Americans, we put in a lot of hours of work. Most European places get a lot more vacation. They stay home when their kids are born. Some of them even get a year to stay home when they're born. Here, some individuals don't even get time off. You might get a couple days, but it's not going to be, 90 days. It's not going to be a month. We do have maternity leave, but a lot of people can't take it financially because you only get supplemented with a little bit of your income. And even when you look at the Far East, they do not take work as serious as we do here. Just putting in the time with really some of the burnout, some of the output that we're seeing financially can really stall your finances, especially if you're salaried. We see a lot of salaried individuals that are working 45 to 60 hours a week. That is not what we're built for, guys. That is not what we want to live for. We do not want to get into that normal work week of working 60 hours in an entire week. Third one we look at is being constantly available. This, again, is one of my pet peeves. Through text messages, which are instantaneous, set around the entire world, you can get a hold of anyone at any time and you have access through them. If it's email, if it's text message, if it's video calling, there's a way that we need to turn it off and a time that we have to turn it off. Again, when it comes to so many messaging systems, Americans are probably one of the absolute worst when it comes to never putting it down and never really stepping away and truly unplugging from a lot of different things. And then, of course, guys, getting news from social media makes this list. It is very normal to go on YouTube. You look at your favorite influencer, which one day could be myself. But looking at financial news, you do get kind of a jaded or a spin version, depending on what the news is. Even if you look at news stations, guys, when you look at Fox News, when you look at a lot of different news stations, they have their own spin on what exactly news means to them, how they're reporting it, and exactly what it looks like. Now, the next one we look at is posting kids online. Now, this is one of my big pet peeves, guys. When it comes to a lot of social media platforms, I keep my kids off of technology for the most part, especially posting things about themselves. I feel like there is a much older age that they can make this decision, especially when you have kids. I'm talking like 5 years old, 6 years old, 7-year-old. When you start looking at younger kids, they can get very embarrassed. It can be very detrimental. They can have kind of a overall arc when it comes to social media that is the absolute norm, which is what they're being taught. Now, I have kids that do go to elementary schools, and there are multiple kids in their classes that want to be vloggers, that want to be YouTubers, that want to be gamers. Essentially, it has become the point of technology with the younger generation that they know exactly what they're talking about, where they want to go, and exactly how they're kind of going to get there. Next one we look at is the price of vehicles, guys. When you look over the last 2 years, vehicle prices have skyrocketed. Interest rates have skyrocketed for those vehicles, making it more expensive than ever. Guys, some people are even doing a side hustle, a part-time job, picking up extra hours just to afford a car payment to go to that job. Now, again, the way that I look at this is when it comes to the asset, when it comes to the value, what is really the quality of what you're buying to get from point A to point B? Does it mean having a brand new $30,000 car, or does it mean having a brand new $80,000 car? Now, for every individual, it is going to change a little bit, but overall, guys, the price of vehicles has went astronomical, and it doesn't seem like there is going to be anything that is really holding it back. which is kind of crazy. Next one, of course, that we see normalized, monetizing every hobby. This is kind of crazy, guys, where a majority of people that were hobbies are trying to monetize it. We see it with social media. And again, a lot of people are doing this, guys. We are seeing it flooded when you look at AI, especially with the rise of technology, but everything is being turned into a side hustle. Everything is working. If you don't work enough hours at your job, coming home and putting the hours to do YouTube, to do TikTok, to do Instagram, whatever it is, guys, there has to be a point again where the normal kind of ends and you kind of get into the subnormal of spending all your time and effort working without ever just enjoying and really unplugging. Now, I say this a lot when it comes to digital, when it comes to taking pictures, photos, videos. It's very hard for a lot of people to unplug. And this is another one when it gets into technology, but really having the time to unplug and enjoy what is going on in the moment without having to record the moment to hopefully maybe someday look back at it or maybe never look back at it. But it is just going to be a video feed that sits on a camera or iCloud, whatever it may be, guys, to really sit there and never be looked at again, possibly, but usually never. Next one we look at is the cost of weddings. The cost of weddings, guys, is so extravagant. And I see this firsthand because we do a lot of personal loans and financial lending. I've seen people ranging from $15,000 to $30,000 that they've borrowed on a personal loan just for one day. That is right, guys. The wedding is only one day, and weddings are costing tens of thousands of dollars if you're really going out, between the ring, the dress, the food, the catering, the venue, the honeymoon. You're talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for a wedding. That you could really scale back a little bit, make it a little more intimate, maybe not having such a large scaled wedding, making it really a lot more memorable than having the price tag. Now, again, one of my big pet peeves when it comes to this one is people distracted by phones. This I see again every single day, whether you're at work, whether you're in your car, putting everyone else in jeopardy is really a pandemic in myself, guys. People are walking into streets, people are crashing cars, getting hit by vehicles, falling off of curbs, having fatalities because they're on their cell phones and they're not paying attention, guys. Now, there is a time and place for it all. Doesn't have to be 24/7, doesn't have to be right in your face. And again, another one that I think should not be normalized at all, really, being messy in public. And that one did make this list as well. Making sure that you keep places clean. Now, we actually do police call where I work. So I go out, or my assistant goes out, and we clean up the area pretty consistently, from cigarette packs to cups to trash to fast food. There's a ton of stuff that people literally just throw out of their window and never even give a second thought about it, which again is kind of crazy to think that you can just throw it out and really just throw it away. Just throw it away out the window and never even give it a second thought that you're actually littering and you're actually breaking a rule or a law in some places. And the final one we look at, guys, is financing everything. This again, when it comes to the normalization of the afterpay of firms, when you look at the ability to buy things now, pay it over an extended amount of time with usually a fee, with usually interest, you are just drawing out your financial situation. If you don't have enough money to buy something and you have to use something like, I believe Apple Pay started this as well, where you can actually buy things and they will let you pay over a certain amount of time. But again, it does come with a fee. It does come with interest. If you don't have enough money to buy it, guys, just wait till you have the money to buy it. Start building that emergency fund, start paying down that debt. It seems like people are just kind of subordinating their entire life when it comes to financing, even when it comes to buying furniture. You got 36 months, same as cash. Buying computers, Best Buy will give you 12 months, 0% interest. Buying everything to only pay for it later is very detrimental, because a lot of times the majority of people don't plan properly, or when you get to the end of that 0%, it is not paid off in its entirety, which means, again, you're going to get a lot of interest that is accumulated. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what things that you see that are completely normalized or you see on a regular day basis that really should not be the norm by any means. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.